I know I'm not the only one that looks at XRT at over 500% short and asks, how is this allowed to happen? I mean, last week we were over 600% short on XRT. And the funny thing is we pay our taxes every day. And we pay taxes, and they're supposed to go to the government, and the government is supposed to regulate and make sure this kind of stuff doesn't happen. But it does every day. The SEC didn't want to report its last CAT numbers because they have gotten so bad. And if the GameStop movement wasn't a thing, our markets would certainly be getting less and less transparent. But enough people kept emailing the SEC asking for those CAT numbers, and luckily they changed their mind. And we pay our taxes every day, but the government wants to shut down every other month, it seems like. And we pay our taxes to the IRS, and then the IRS goes around making sure that every individual person has done their taxes right, trying to protect the government. I mean, why is there not an IRS that goes around taking care of this? We pay our taxes, and this is not supposed to happen, much less is it supposed to be this way for this long. And the way it was supposed to work is we were supposed to be like the little brother, and the government is the big brother that protects us from all these banks and, quote unquote bad guys. But really, what America has turned into is the government is the neighbor and his little brother is the banks. And we're the nerdy neighbor that they like to pick on. Oh snap, I made the list. Howdy y'all, I hope you've had a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video. Hopefully a quick video. But XRT, way too high of short interest, way too high. Ryan Cohen recently posted about how he was wrapping Teflon, which is a Jewish tradition where they wrap leather around them with scriptures on them. And he said under it, obviously in a joking manner. And if you look really closely on the bottom of this man's hat, it says the future looks bright. Alan Atton also put his shares into a margin account like Ryan Cohen did. Maybe they think it's about to squeeze and so they want to be liquid and able to pull out. Maybe they want to sell options against their stock. Maybe they struck a deal with Goldman. Who knows? But please remember, none of this is financial advice and we are not financial advisors, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. GameStop GME is a Zacks rank #1 strong buy, and it has been a B for growth and an F for value. This stock has been highlighted several times in the past, yada yada yada, banks are finally coming around. But we already knew that because we have never seen institutional ownership for GameStop this high before. Even higher than it was back in 2020 and 2021. The GameStop app is trending on the Google Play Store a little bit too hard. People were downloading the app and using it so much that the app was continuously crashing. There were so many people trying to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2 that the app literally could not handle it. Bloomberg TV talked about how the Nintendo Switch 2 had sold out at the top 3 big box retailers, but didn't even mention GameStop. The funny thing about that is that Nintendo itself recommends buying the Switch 2 from GameStop, and nowhere else do they mention any other retailer except GameStop on Nintendo's website for pre-order. Oh, and did you know that the Nintendo Switch 2 has been predicted to be the biggest console launch in gaming history? I mean, seriously, I don't think there's been a console with as many games on it ever, much less its mobility. Like we've always said, the Switch 2 is a way bigger deal than we realize. These pictures are from just a few days ago, and there are so many people trying to get a Switch 2 at GameStop. And GameStop's bread and butter really is console sales. And if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. I really appreciate you guys and all the love y'all have been giving me lately. Thank you so much. Some people on Reddit are comparing GameStop's current price chart to last year in April and May, where the earnings, we had great earnings and it pumped up, and then out of nowhere, it completely got shot down more than 50%, and then came all the way down to $10 per share very briefly. Kind of like recently, where we had a really good earnings, went up to 30, and a couple days later we're at 20. Another 50% pullback right after earnings. Just like back here. People are saying this is the requel, and maybe that is the case. I'm very happy to see that GameStop got above this purple line, the 5-day moving average. I mean, if we were 30 cents lower, we would be in a totally different boat. but since we're just barely above that purple line, very exciting. And we talked about this a while ago, but the TTM squeeze is about to go green for the first time on GameStop since 2021. And 2 weeks ago, GameStop couldn't get through the midline on the chart, on the weekly chart. But then last week, GameStop actually got through that midline. And so GameStop could really easily see $33 per share very soon. To at the very least test these Bollinger Bands, but I really think we'll go past 33. There was 4 straight years where they were able to just keep pushing the stock straight down and keep pushing it down. But about a year ago, that all changed. And GameStop has slowly been going up ever since then. And thank you so much if you've made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. Here in just a second, we're going to talk about Wolf stock, which I am very excited to watch next week. But today, this gentleman donated Solana to his church. And Spar Supermarket in Switzerland, which is the largest supermarket in Europe, is also taking Bitcoin now. So people can really go in there, buy their groceries with Bitcoin. The crazy thing is the rest of the world has adopted crypto much more than America. America is not excited to adopt crypto because they want the main currency in America to be the American dollar, because they can print as much as they. And the funny thing is we all work for that dollar, and then we pay taxes to them, and then they print more whenever they like. And so when America prints more dollars, it shoves Bitcoin straight up. And now really quickly, Wolf stock. Please don't click off. It's at 41% short right now. Only a $500 million market cap. And it's at $3.14 per share. Back in 2022, this stock was at $120 per share. And it has been straight downhill for years since then, with zero sign of recovery. A lot of people were probably buying in down here at $7 and $6 thinking it was a great buy. But then it fell off a cliff again recently, all the way down to $2 and $3, where it's at now. And obviously, the 5-day is crossing over the midline right now, while the Bollinger Bands. And so you might be wondering, what does Wolfspeed do? Well, they specialize in silicon carbide and gallium nitrate technologies, advanced semiconductor material used mainly for power and radio frequency applications. Wolfspeed makes power semiconductors that handle higher voltage, run cooler, and are more efficient than traditional silicon chips. These are critical for EVs, renewable energy systems like solar, and industrial motors and power grids. They make the components for 5G networks and defense radars, and wireless communications. Wolfspeed is the world leader in producing pure silicon carbide wafers. These things. They sell these wafers to other companies as well. And a lot of crypto miners know this, but most people don't know this, but there is a huge silicon shortage right now. As of April 2025, the semiconductor industry is experiencing renewed concerns about potential shortages, particularly in the silicon wafer supply. And this company is an American company. Back in 2022, Biden introduced the CHIPS Act of about $20 billion. And now that Trump's in office, there's a lot more uncertainty. And so all of that CHIPS Act money has pretty much gotten priced out of it. Wolf has over $500 million due in 2026, but in January of this year, they sold $200 million worth of stock, and they just got a tax return of another $200 million in April, well, $192 million. The CHIPS Act funding is supposed to roll out in summer of 2025, and don't forget, there is a silicon shortage, and they're an American-based company. That's it. Down 87% on the year, when everything else in the sector has gone flat. Oh my goodness, that could be an opportunity. The net income has slowly been working its way up the whole time. There's only 129 million shares for Wolf. Looks like earnings per share has worked its way up as well, even though the stock is at all-time lows. To be fair though, Wolf is in about as much debt as GameStop holds in cash, or about $6.5 billion. Debt to equity ratio is around 1,765%. I hope you guys like me showing you this potential short-term play. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I really want to start making videos more often. I just want to make more videos for y'all. I don't want to be blowing y'all up and making too many videos, but I feel like I'm not making enough right now. I don't know. But thank you guys so much. I hope you had a great day, and God bless you.